A strange girl joined Nobita's class. She never says a word and always keeps a straight face. Since she transferred, no one has seen her smile. Even when Shizuka invited her to Sunio's party, she gave a cold refusal. Sunio called her weird, and Jian said she acts like everyone owes her money. Shizuka thought they were being too harsh, so she skipped the party in protest. Don't do that, Shizuka. I've been preparing for so long. If Muse comes, I'll go. Jian immediately gave the task to Nobita, threatening him if he failed. Muse is that cold new student, so Nobita had to step up for Shizuka. He greeted her enthusiastically, but Muse just ignored him completely. Nobita tried to butter her up and even pulled out a rose to get her attention, but Muse didn't care at all. Even when he begged her to come to the party, she just glanced at him and walked away. Nobita went home to vent to Doraemon, who suggested she might just be bad at making friends. Nobita thought she hated them, saying if she just smiled once, they could be friends. Doraemon pulled out the expression controller. Just point the antenna and press a button to make someone show any expression you want. He pressed the smile button on Nobita, who immediately started laughing uncontrollably. Doraemon pressed anger, and Nobita instantly became furious. Then he pressed crying, and Nobita burst into tears. Doraemon got carried away, treating Nobita's face like a toy, making him cycle through all sorts of expressions. Doraemon was rolling on the floor laughing, so Nobita got mad, told him to stop, and borrowed the controller. On the way, Nobita ran into his teacher. Things looked bad, but then his mom showed up too. Nobita hid behind a pole and pressed the crying button on his teacher. The teacher started tearing up just as he was about to scold Nobita. Mom thought he had dust in his eyes, but then she started making faces herself. The teacher became depressed, then started crying and getting angry, both of them acting like lunatics. It was all Nobita's doing to stop the teacher from complaining. Just then, he spotted Muse and decided to leave his teacher and mom behind. Suddenly, Nobita realized the manga he wanted was sold out, even though it was obscure. He noticed Muse watching him, so he pressed the happy button on her. Strangely, she didn't react. He pressed it again, but still nothing. Nobita got frustrated and kept pressing it repeatedly. Then, the corners of Muse's mouth twitched, so Nobita kept pressing. Finally, she couldn't help but burst into laughter. She wondered why she was laughing when she didn't feel happy. Nobita invited her to the party. Muse called him annoying, but Nobita found it funny because she didn't look mean anymore. She finally agreed to go. Look who I brought. No way, she actually came. What's that supposed to mean? Not happy to see me? Not at all. Look how happy she is. But she looks like she's in pain. Luckily, Shizuka arrived, or Nobita would have had a hard time explaining. With some behind-the-scenes work, Muse finally let her guard down. The party theme was sharing memories from their field trip. This slideshow was provided by Sunio Honekawa. It featured embarrassing photos of Nobita, and everyone laughed, even Shizuka, but Muse kept a straight face. When the screen showed other funny clips, Nobita tried to liven things up by mimicking them, but Muse still didn't react at all. Everyone started whispering, wondering if they should have invited her. Nobita quickly used the controller to make Muse laugh. Everyone was shocked to see her smile, since it was the first time. Jian even says she looked cute when she smiled. Nobita got carried away by the praise and pressed the button too hard. Muse's mouth opened wide, and Shizuka gasped that her jaw was going to drop. Everyone was startled. Muse left with her mouth stuck open. Nobita knew he messed up and chased after her, but by dusk, she was nowhere to be found, and her house was empty. Nobita felt incredibly guilty. Just then, Doraemon found him and said Muse was waiting at his door. Nobita ran to apologize, expecting her to hit him, but instead, she handed him a manga book, the very one that had been sold out at the store. Nobita was surprised she liked the same manga, and they both named the main character at the same time. Muse's mouth twitched again. Nobita realized she had been smiling all along, but the expressions were just too subtle for him to notice. Then, Muse left without another word. After this, Nobita finally understood that Muse is just a normal girl like everyone else. She shares the same sense of humor and interests, but because she's not good at socializing, people thought she was cold. Now that Nobita knows, he's sure everyone else will realize it soon too.